Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of the Hertha Save. Today we're going to talk about tactics, but before we do so, a little disclaimer. These are not plug and go tactics that you should go and use and expect to dominate divisions. As you saw in episode 1 of this series, we are not dominating divisions. We've turned Hertha Berlin into a pretty competitive side, not a team that has been winning every single game and smashing teams all over the park. Not quite, that's what we're aiming towards. However, they are tactics that that I've curated over time. We're into season 4 now, and we've been tweaking, making changes and trying to develop the team using them. Today is just about giving you a little insight into them, show you what we're doing, show you what we're working with, and if you want to use the tactics, I will make them available. I'll put the links in the description below the video. By all means, go and have a go, see if you can get them to work better than I can, and give me some feedback. Maybe then in the stream we can work with it, make some changes, see if we can get even more success. So yeah, just before we start, these are our tactics that we're using. They have been working pretty well. They could probably work better, but they're not. This isn't a tactics video where I'm like, go and use this and you'll win the league with, Farsley Celtic. All right, it's not that. It's more what we are using in our game. So anyway, let's get into it. Okie dokie then. This is the first of 2 tactics that I'm going to show you today. This one, I've given a name. I've called it Das Regista. That's because it uses a Regista. As you can see on your screens there, we've been using Arnie Meyer as our Regista, and he's fairly well suited to it. He could probably be better suited to it, to be honest, but he's been doing a really good job there. This is then how we play it. In goal, we have a sweeper keeper, and on the support setting, we then play with 2 complete wing backs, who are Henriks and Aitnori, as I went through in yesterday's episode. Centre-backs are both ball-playing defenders. And then, as we said before, we have a Regista in front. We have a deep-line playmaker and an advanced playmaker. People get a bit funny when you use dual playmakers. We ended up with those because they suited the players that we had. And actually, it's worked quite well. They've both been really productive, Szoboszlai and Gomez. In front of those, we have 2 wingers, which are actually inside forwards. We have Marin and we have Nelson. And then right up top, we have a pressing forward. So it is a 4-1-4-1. Although you could argue it's slightly different. It's like a 4-3-3 as well. And I set this and we use it on attacking. I'll show you now. In possession, it looks like this. It's fairly wide. We pass into the space. We try to play it out from the back. Passing directness is slightly shorter, tempo is slightly lower, and we never time waste unless, of course, we're winning right at the end. We work the ball into the box rather than early crosses or shooting on sight, which seems to have a decent amount of success, mainly with Erling Haaland up front, and we go for mixed crosses. I've seen a lot of people thinking that whipped crosses are most effective. I've had quite a lot of success with mixed crosses. In transition, we go for a counter press and we go for a counter. We distribute it to our playmaker. That's because we have 2 of them in the middle, and it kind of makes sense to do that. And then out of possession, we go for a really high line of engagement, as high as it can possibly be. We use an offside trap, and our defensive line, we did try this all the way up here, and we were getting caught out. Now, it might be my players. Ideally, I'd probably want to use a really high line. However, because of results, I've been using a standard defensive line, and we've had much more success with this. I'll actually show you our results from the season, because this is the tactic that we used all of last season. We have used, and I have used in the past, the other tactic that I will show you, but I don't have the results to show you on that one. So yeah, that's this one. Pressing intensity is extremely urgent, and we tell the players to get stuck in. Haven't had too much trouble with discipline, to be honest. A really good code of conduct, by the way, will stop players getting red cards. You'll see there's lots of yellows, but they just stop before they get a red, because I've got a really harsh code of conduct that tells them it's 2 weeks wages, basically, if they get any red cards. And that's worked quite well. So yeah, this is it. And I'll just show you some of the results using this as well. So this is last season. We looked at the results actually in the episode 1, but just to show you again, this is using this tactic. There's lots of green, And this is Hertha Berlin, remember. This isn't one of the big teams yet. There's just a few results in there. We had a really good season. Actually, even in the games we lost, we were quite unlucky. Away at Dortmund here, we scored twice at the end. Some of these results where we didn't pick up the wins at the end, this was a much changed team against Darmstadt. We completely changed it and things. So actually, when the tactic is firing, it was really, really effective. That's tactic 1. Tactic 2 is slightly different. So let's just go and have a look at that one as well. And tactic number 2. This one is a 4-2-4 formation, the dual striker tactic. And I've called it mit Coraggio, which is something like with speed in Berlin slang German. You correct me if that's wrong, but from what I know, that's what that means. Anyway, it's called mit Coraggio. I've called it that because it just means we do everything really as quickly as possible. Loads and loads of gegenpressing, real high line of engagement, really high line defensively, and loads of players attacking. We have at the back a sweeper keeper, same as our first formation, that's Regista. We do have wing backs. This time they are just wing backs as opposed to complete wing backs. We have Henriks and Aitnuri doing that. Both set to attack, which they get really involved. I've got them so that they cross from the byline and cross more often rather than shooting, as that was an issue at the start of the game. And inside them we have our 2 centre backs, obviously. Montez is set to ball playing defender. Stark, probably ideally I want him to be as a ball playing defender as well. However, he is just more suited to being a central defender, and it kind of works better having him like this. So I'm going to go with it. I'll probably have a look at that. He may get set to a ball playing defender in the future. We'll see. In front of the defence, then we have our 2 midfielders. These do all of the work in the middle of the park, really. We have Arnie Meyer as a deep line playmaker, and just like the other formation, the other tactic, sorry, we have 2 playmakers. Gomez again does that role of as an advanced playmaker. He's really effective in it, and there we go. We have inverted wingers here instead of inverted inside forwards. We have Marin and Szoboszlai doing that. Remember in yesterday's episode where I talked about Szoboszlai being retrained to play on the wing? That's what we're going to do with him here. And then in front of them, we have a deep lying forward and an advanced forward. Good talk in there. Haaland is being the advanced of the 2. These kind of work quite nicely together. I've got Pellegrini on support to try and feed Haaland and that way round. I have this set to attacking. I have maybe looked at trying to do it as positive a few times, but attacking seems to work better. I've tried this in many different teams, this tactic, and it gets results. It just gets results. In FM19, this is the tactic that made me title winners in the Bundesliga with Hertha. We start to dominate. You know when you've got that tactic that just means green, 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 green? This was the one last year. Getting it, well, we're trying to see if we can get it to work in FM20 now. Like I said, these aren't complete tactics. These aren't ones that are going to make you win every game. It's just what I'm using at the moment. In possession, these are the instructions. Fairly wide, passing to space, using all the wings basically. Tempo is slightly higher and shorter passing. We're trying to do things quickly, working the ball into the boxes. We're whipping the crosses this time. And in terms of in transition, we've got counter press and counter. Giving the ball to our fullbacks who really do attack, taking short kicks. Out of possession, there we have the really high line of engagement, the highest defensive line we can have, narrow defensively, and using the offside trap. Basically, press, 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 get that ball back, get the ball forward, try and score some goals. That's the second tactic. All right, those are the 2 tactics. Let me know if you want to use those. I will make these available. If you check the description right now, there will be a link to the Steam Workshop where you can download these tactics, try them in your game. Even if you want to just test them out for me, that'd be great. Let me know what you think. Is there anything that jumps out at you and thinks you should change this? Try having a box-to-box midfielder. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully this is a nice little insight. I'm thinking the next video that I'll bring to you will probably be an update type of video, showing you the results we got, showing you what's going on with the save that we've been streaming live on Twitch. Don't forget, if you want to see how we're doing live as it happens, get following me on Twitch, and I stream usually on a Monday, Friday, Sunday, sometimes with a Wednesday one in there. If you check Twitter, that's where I'll put the schedule to. You can find out there. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you soon. Get and do all the things that you do on YouTube where you like and subscribe and whatever, you know. Anyway, catch you next time. See you later. Bye.